All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon developed nations to meet their commitments for climate actions, says India's energy needs expected to double in the next 20 years. Centre states and union territories to review and amend additional COVID-19 restrictions in view of decline in cases. India's vaccination coverage crosses 174 crore mark. Union Minister Sarvanand Sonowal to unveil water taxi service in Mumbai today. Campaigning intensifies for assembly elections in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Manipur. Last rites of veteran music composer and singer Bappi Lahiri to be performed in Mumbai today. And in cricket, India beat West Indies by 6 wickets in the first T20 of the 3-match series in Kolkata. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and get fully vaccinated and also help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, to get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask. Maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing. Focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said successful climate actions also need adequate financing, and for this developed countries need to fulfill their commitments on finance and technology transfer. Mr. Modi was delivering the inaugural address at the Energy and Resources Institute's TERI World Sustainable Development Summit through a video message last evening. The Prime Minister said energy requirements of the people of India are expected to nearly double in the next 20 years, and denying this energy would be denying life itself to millions.
We firmly believe in fulfilling all our commitments made under UNFCCC. We have also raised our ambitions during COP26 at Glasgow. Friends, I firmly believe, and I'm sure you would agree, that environmental sustainability can only be achieved through climate justice. Energy requirements of the people of India are expected to nearly double in the next 20 years. Denying this energy would be denying life itself to millions. Successful climate action also needs adequate financing. For these, developed countries need to fulfill their commitments on finance and technology transfer.
The Prime Minister said a lot has been said over the last 50 years on climate issues since the 1972 Stockholm Conference, but very little has been done. He said, but in India they have walked the talk.
But in India, we have walked the talk. Equitable energy access to the poor has been a cornerstone of our environmental policy. Through Ujjwala Yojana, more than 90 million households have been provided access to clean cooking fuel. Under the PM Kusum scheme, we have taken renewable energy to the farmers. We are encouraging farmers to set up solar panels, use it and sell surplus power to the grid. Standalone solar pumps as well as efforts for solarizing existing pumps are being scaled up.
Mr. Modi encouraged academic and research institutes like TERI to come up with scalable solutions to realize the potential of green hydrogen.
We have announced the setting up of the National Hydrogen Mission. It aims to tap into green hydrogen, an exciting technology to power our future. I encourage academic and research institutes like TERI to come up with sustainable solutions to realize the potential of green hydrogen. Friends, India is a mega diverse country. With 2.4% of the world's land area, India accounts for nearly 8% of the world's species. It is our duty to protect this ecology.
The 3-day summit, which started yesterday, has been attended by heads of various intergovernmental organizations and ministers and envoys from more than a dozen countries and delegates from over 120 countries. The theme of the summit for this year is Towards a Resilient Planet, ensuring a sustainable and equitable future.
Power, New and Renewable Energy Minister R.K. Singh has said that the government intends to ensure uninterrupted 24/7 power supply to all households. He said in the past 7 years, India has increased its installed capacity of 3,95,000 megawatt, whereas the peak demand is 2 lakh megawatt. Interacting in a program organized by his ministry in New Delhi, Mr. Singh said, India now has an integrated national grid. The minister stressed that the two main requirements for an uninterrupted power supply is a better distribution system and the viability of DISCOMs. He said that India is the most attractive destination for investment in renewable energy sector. Science and Technology Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh has said that after the unlocking of the space sector for private players, innovative startups are coming in a big way to explore the untapped potential. He was presiding over a high-level joint meeting of all the science ministries and science departments at Prithvi Bhavan in New Delhi. Dr. Singh said more than 50 startups are working in the space sector and about 10 of them are having funding of over 50 crore rupees. The minister said startups are also working on software solutions for debris management in space having global ramifications.
The Union Health Minister has asked all states and union territories to review and amend additional COVID-19 restrictions after considering the trend of new cases. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written a letter to Chief Secretary and Chief Administrators of all states and union territories in this regard. He said the COVID-19 pandemic in the country is showing a sustained declining trend since the 21st of last month. The average daily cases during last week were 50,476 and in the last 24 hours, 27,409 new cases have been reported. Mr. Bhushan said in earlier months, in view of the high COVID case trajectory, certain states had imposed additional restrictions at the borders and at airports. He said while effectively managing public health challenges of COVID-19, it is equally important that movement of people and economic activities should not be hampered by additional restrictions. Mr. Bhushan has asked states and union territories to continue monitoring the trajectory of cases and spread of infection on a daily basis. India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 174 crore mark. Union Health Ministry said more than 31 lakh vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. yesterday. More than 1 crore 82 lakh precaution doses have been administered so far. In the age group of 15 to 18 years old, more than 5 crore 29 lakh vaccine doses have been administered as first dose and 1 crore 84 lakh as second dose so far. Goa has achieved 100% double dose of COVID vaccination. Director of Health Services, Ira Almeida, said the state has completed the double dose vaccination of 100% of target population of 11,66,000 adults. She said COVID vaccination was not halted even on Sundays and public holidays, and at some centers vaccination was held from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The much-awaited water taxi service promising connectivity between Mumbai and Navi Mumbai will be unveiled by Union Minister Sarbanand Sonowal today. The water taxi services are expected to cut the commuting time between Mumbai and Navi Mumbai by almost 45 minutes to an hour. The service will begin from Domestic Cruise Terminal DCT at Ferry Wharf in Mumbai to Navi Mumbai destinations. The water taxi service is being started from Belapur with a total of 8 boats, including 7 speed boats with a capacity of 10 to 30 passengers each and a catamaran boat with a capacity of 56 passengers. It will take only 30 minutes by speedboat from Belapur to Bhocha Dhaka in South Mumbai and 45 to 50 minutes by catamaran boat. 2 operators out of 4 will initially start the services and will use speedboats and catamarans for mass transportation. Union Minister of State for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Shripad Nayak said the initiative will help in promoting tourism as well as reducing traffic congestion in the city.
बहुत बड़ा कार्यक्रम आज हो रहा है। हमारे शिपिंग मिनिस्टर ने जो वाटर टैक्सी का प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किया हुआ है, ये वाटर टैक्सी जो रोड का अंतर जो है वो अंतर कम करने, इससे कम हो जाएगा और लोगों को निश्चित तौर से सुविधा मिलेगी। इसके लिए सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट राज्य सरकार को ये सब वाटर टैक्सी का प्रोजेक्ट आज दे रहे हैं। मुझे खुशी हुई कि ये जो इस तरह का ट्रैफिक जाम होता है, इसके कारण यही एक कार्यक्रम अच्छा चलेगा आगे और लोगों को सुविधा मिलेगी। आगे वो राज्य सरकार मिलकर तय करेंगे। और बाकी कई जगह इस तरह से जो नदी सी है या रिवर्स है जहां हम लोगों को लंबा जाना पड़ता है, वहां से भी सेवा आगे सबको मिलेगी।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon developed nations to meet their commitments for climate actions. Says India's energy needs expected to double in next 20 years. Centre asks states and union territories to review and amend additional COVID-19 restrictions in view of decline in cases. India's vaccination coverage crosses 174 crore mark. Union Minister Sarbanand Sonowal to unveil water taxi service in Mumbai today. Campaigning intensifies for assembly elections in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Manipur. Last rites of veteran music composer and singer Bappi Lahiri to be performed in Mumbai today. And in cricket, India beat West Indies by 6 wickets in first T20 of 3-match series in Kolkata. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back. You're listening to the morning news. The campaigning has intensified for assembly elections in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Manipur. In Uttar Pradesh, the star campaigners and prominent leaders of various political parties are engaged in public rallies for the remaining phases of assembly polls. The door-to-door canvassing and virtual appeals to the voters also continue. More from a Lucknow correspondent.
Senior BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address a public rally in Fatehpur district today. Senior BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah will campaign for party candidates in Firozabad district, while Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will campaign for party candidates in Kannauj district. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi will also campaign for party candidates in Kannauj district. BSP Supremo Mayawati will be in Banda for campaigning, while Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav will campaign in Itawa, Farrukhabad and Mainpuri districts. Chandrasekhar Azad, President of Azad Samaj Party, will campaign for party candidates in Kanpur Dehat district. Meanwhile, BJP released another list of 3 candidates for 7th phase of assembly elections, while Bahujan Samaj Party released a list of 7 candidates and Apna Dal released a list of 2 candidates for last phase of assembly elections in state. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Uttar Pradesh is going to polls in 7 phases. The first phase was held in 10th of February and polling for the second phase took place on the 14th of this month. The third phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh will be conducted on the 20th of February in 59 assembly constituencies across 16 districts, for which 627 candidates are in fray. In addition, the single-phase polling in Punjab will be held on all 117 assembly constituencies on Sunday, for which a total of 1,304 candidates are contesting. Today is the last day for filing of nominations for the 7th and last phase of assembly polls in Uttar Pradesh. The scrutiny of papers will be undertaken tomorrow. The poll campaigning is also picked up in Manipur, with the party leaders trying to woo the voters in different parts of the state. BJP President Jagat Prakash Nadda will release the party's manifesto in Manipur today. He will also attend the meeting of Kisan Sammelan and hold meeting with Bazaar community. The state will go to polls in 2 phases on the 20th of February and 5th of March. We have a report.
With the closing of withdrawal of nomination papers for both phases, it is now clear that 265 candidates are ready to contest the election in Manipur. Among them, 17 women candidates are trying their fate, which include 15 women candidates in first phase. 30 independent candidates are in fray for the 12th general election to Manipur Legislative Assembly. The fate of 265 candidates will be decided by 20,34,966 electors, including 10,49,639 women voters. The number of transgender voters is 208. The total number of polling stations has increased to 2,968 for the upcoming polls in Manipur. There will be 579 all-women polling stations and 115 modern polling stations in the upcoming election in Manipur. JJ Thoksom, AIR News, Imphal.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla will inaugurate an enlightenment program today for Bihar legislators. The day-long program will be held at the Central Hall of Bihar Assembly. The Lok Sabha Speaker will also launch the Bihar Vidhan Sabha TV of the Legislative Assembly on the occasion. Speaker of Bihar Assembly Vijay Kumar Sinha said after the inaugural session, an orientation and enlightenment program on the topic of responsibilities of legislators in the journey of democracy will also be held. The program has been organized on the occasion of Foundation Day of the State Assembly.
In Bihar, the matriculation examinations begin today. Bihar School Examination Board, BSEB, conducts the matriculation exams. This year, more than 16.48 lakh examinees are sitting in the board exam. The examinations will conclude on 24th of this month. BSEB Chairman Anand Kishore said 1,525 examination centers have been set up across the state. In Uttar Pradesh, at least 13 people lost their lives after accidentally falling into a well during wedding celebrations in Kushinagar district last evening. The mishap took place in New Boy Naurangia village, where women and children in large numbers were participating in a marriage ritual. They were sitting on a cement slab which was covering an old well. The slab broke all of a sudden due to heavy load and they all fell into the well. District Magistrate of Kushinagar, S. Rajalingam, told media persons that debris of the slab fell over the women and children into the well. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed grief over the loss of lives in the accident in Kushinagar district. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said that the local administration is engaged in providing all possible help.
The last rites of veteran singer and composer Bappi Lahiri will be performed in Mumbai today. 69-year-old iconic singer breathed his last at a Mumbai hospital yesterday. Bappi Lahiri was instrumental in popularizing disco music in India and has many hit songs to his credit. Some of his memorable songs include I Am a Disco Dancer, Pag Ghungru Bandh Meera Nachi Thi, Yaar Bina Chain Kahan Re, and Chalte Chalte Mere Ye Geet Rakhna.
आँखों में तुम बोलो तुम्हें कैसे चाहूं, पूजा करूं सजदा करूं, जैसे कहो वैसे चाहूं, जानू चलते चलते मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा।
In Kerala, the famous annual Attukal Pongala festival is being celebrated today in Thiruvananthapuram city on a low scale amid COVID-19 pandemic. More details from our correspondent.
The state government has directed people to attend Artigal Pongala festival, strictly adhering to COVID-19 protocols. A recent government order restricted gatherings at religious festivals to 1,500 people. Preparing Pongala is considered as an auspicious ritual of the Artigal goddess temple in Thiruvananthapuram city. However, no Pongala would be permitted in public places and on the roadside. The temple administration has decided to restrict the Pongala offering to the temple and to not permit devotees to make offerings inside temple premises. Local holiday has been declared in the district today, where the Pongala offering would begin at 10:50 in the morning and conclude in the afternoon. Last year also, Artigal Pongala, the largest annual gathering of women in the world, was held without mass gathering of women devotees in public places in the wake of rising COVID-19 transmission. Parvati V, AIR News, Thiruvananthapuram.
And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
On 17 February 1931, Mahatma Gandhi met the British Viceroy, Lord Irwin, at the Viceroy's house. Gandhiji declined to have a cup of tea and told the Viceroy that he would rather prefer a glass of lemon water. Having just been jailed for the Dandi March and the salt satyagraha, he said to have carried his own salt in a packet and used it to mix in the lemon water.
Images of the modestly clad Gandhi at the grand new Viceroy House rankled several important people in London. Winston Churchill said,
"It is alarming and also nauseating to see Mr. Gandhi, an inner temple lawyer, now become a seditious fakir of a type well known in the East, striding half-naked up the steps of the Viceregal Palace while he is still organizing and conducting a defiant campaign of civil disobedience to parley on equal terms with the representative of the King Emperor."
Gandhiji and the Viceroy Irwin met 8 times until the 5th of March 1931, leading ultimately to the Gandhi-Irwin Pact.
We also remember Naga spiritual and freedom fighter Rani Gaidinliu, who died on the 17th of February 1993. Gaidinliu, who belonged to the Rongmei tribe, led an armed uprising against the British in Manipur, Nagaland and Assam.
Rani Gaidinliu was born on the 26th of January 1915 in present-day Tamenglong district of Manipur. In 1927, at the age of 13, Gaidinliu, along with her cousin Haipu Jadunlang, joined the Heraka movement, which aimed at a revival of the Naga tribal religion and to establish self-rule of the Nagas, ending the British rule. At the mere age of 16 years, she was arrested in 1932 by the British and sentenced to life imprisonment. Between 1932 and 1947, the Naga freedom fighter was kept at several prisons.
After being released in 1947, she continued to work for the betterment of the community. Jawaharlal Nehru described Gaidinliu as the daughter of the hills and gave her the title of Rani for her courage. She was also awarded a Padma Bhushan. We salute the great freedom fighter.
We also remember freedom fighter and social worker Perin Ben Captain, who was the granddaughter of renowned Indian intellectual and leader Dadabhai Naoroji.
Perin Ben was born on the 12th of October 1888 in Kutch district. She studied at the University of Paris. While in Paris, she came in contact with Bhikaji Cama and started participating in nationalistic activities. She came to India in 1911 and later met Mahatma Gandhi and was influenced by his ideals. In 1919, she started working with Mahatma, and in 1920, she joined the Swadeshi movement and started wearing khadi. In 1921, she assisted in establishing the Rashtriya Stri Sabha, a women's movement based on Gandhian ideals.
Perrin served in a number of councils of the Indian National Congress and was the first woman president of the Bombay Provincial Congress Committee in 1930. She was imprisoned for her participation in the civil disobedience movement. When Gandhi Seva Sena was reconstituted in the 1930s, she was made its honorary General Secretary, a post she held till her death in 1958. We salute the great freedom fighters.
We also remember freedom fighter Chand Mian, who hailed from Tripura. On 17th of February 1932, around 15,000 farmers gathered to celebrate the Farmers' Day in defiance of the British orders. Sensing disturbances, the police opened fire to disperse them, and Chand Mian was killed. We salute the great martyr. That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
In cricket, India defeated the West Indies by 6 wickets in the first T20 International of the 3-match series at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata last night. With this win, India has gained a 1-0 lead in the series. Chasing a victory target of 158 runs set by the visitors, India overhauled the target, posting 162 for the loss of 4 wickets in 18.5 overs. For the hosts, Rohit Sharma made a quick-fire 40 in 19 balls, Ishan Kishan made 35 and Surya Kumar Yadav scored unbeaten 34 runs. Earlier put into bat, the West Indies made 157 for the loss of 7 wickets. The second T20 International will be played tomorrow at the same venue. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi is likely to have mist in the morning and the temperature will vary between 8 and 26 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky, becoming partially cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Chennai is likely to have fog and mist in the morning and partly cloudy sky later. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. Leh, Gilgit and Muzaffarabad are likely to have partly cloudy sky. Bangalore is likely to have fog and mist in the morning and partly cloudy sky later. Guwahati, Imphal, Shillong, Itanagar will have partly cloudy sky. Gangtok will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Centre signals third wave is ending. Writes to states, remove extra curbs, leads the Indian Express. The paper quotes the centre as saying, don't hamper movement of people, economic activity. On the hijab row, the Asian Age writes, arguments continue in High Court, Udupi remains peaceful. NATO, US skeptical of Russian troop pullout, states the Hindu. India rushes flights to Ukraine for nationals, reports the Pioneer. IT searches of Huawei offices continue for second day. Key executives grilled, states the Business Line. Helmets for kids riding pillion a must from 2023, says the Times of India. Country's disco king Bappi Lahiri dies at 69, reports the Asian Age. And finally, in an effort to control the mosquito menace, Hindustan Times reports that Municipal Corporation in Delhi plans to hike dengue fine to 50,000 rupees.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon developed nations to meet their commitments for climate actions, says India's energy needs expected to double in the next 20 years. Centre asks states and union territories to review and amend additional COVID-19 restrictions in view of decline in cases. India's vaccination coverage crosses 174 crore mark. Union Minister Sarvananda Sonowal to unveil water taxi service in Mumbai today. Campaigning intensifies for assembly elections in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Manipur. Last rites of veteran music composer and singer Bapi Lahiri to be performed in Mumbai today. And in cricket, India beat West Indies by 6 wickets in the first T20 of the 3-match series in Kolkata. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.